This is Friday night footy, first of two games, and we're underway here on the Coffs Coast. It's Brayley with the kickoff. We'll go down here to be taken by Brian Kelly, hands it off to Fodawaker, and they'll play it here just outside their own 10. Good one to kick things off tonight. The Broncos and the Panthers, they are next on Fox League. Make sure you stick around beyond full time to see that one come up at Suncorp Stadium. Titans work it to that right-hand side. Randall shifting it on. They'll play it there through Jacob Alec Winking. The players coming into the 17 with those changes made, and Fermor moving onto the right-hand side of the field in the centres, and they get a penalty in their opening set. And already Cam McInnes has a gash to the right eye. Not unusual to see him pick up a knock to the head, but in the first set of 6.
Yeah, surprise, surprise. Cam McInnes has opened up early in this game. Won't bother him. They'll just wipe it down and away he'll go again. But what a good time to get a penalty for the Titans at the back end of their first set. They go straight away in the attack now.
They'll take it forward. And they'll play it here about 35 metres out from the Sharks line, right in the middle of the field. That's where Clark delivers the play to the ball, and now comes across to Kinney on that right-hand side. He's a very much undersized front rower, isn't he, Aaron Clark? But he runs with great initiative. There he is again, getting the ball in the middle of the field. Not much happening there. Fires one out the back. It spins out to Boyd, who has Fafita there with him. He'll try and isolate Nico Hines tonight, no doubt, if he can. Not a great set of 6 so far here for the Titans, off the back of the good field position. Kelly works it back away from the sideline, but nothing doing here. Plays it without hitting the deck. And now Fodawaker works it up. We tackled here just outside the red zone. The Titans with their last play. Not much depth on either side of the field. Foran gets a kick in, knocked to the ground there by Talakai. Comes forward, perhaps it looked like off a Shark. Still the last is the call, so play on. Now it's a scramble. Kieran Foran ends up with it. It was touched by the Sharks, and the Titans have it. It was Verrills out there diving on it in the corner of the field eventually. It's Foran from first receiver. Comes back here to Warren Clark. So a bonus set inside the 20 for the visitors here tonight. From Foran to Boyd. They go through the hands of Kinney to Kelly. Taken down there. Good tackle made by Jesse Ramian. Boyd with his hand raised there at first receiver. Moves it on as it comes to Randall. He's got some tape around the head already also. Must have had the head clash with Cam McInnes. Verrills from dummy half on this left-hand side. Not much happening there for David Fafita. No chance to wind up there. So dangerous. He's able to beat the first offender. From Randall. Comes out here to Foran. They're up in his face. Talakai was there. Brayley also. And the Titans have just the one more play. It's Boyd. Kick towards the corner. Out wide. Khan Pereira in the contest. Taps it backwards. Straight though to Nickera, who'll get tackled in the in goal, and the Titans will keep the ball.
Yeah, well, that's a good confidence booster there for Tanner Boyd. The crossfield kick to put the pressure on. Haven't had the football yet, the Sharkies. On the back of a penalty, they've already forced some more pressure. Aaron Clark with a good start to the game, already one offload. Stan, you've got to get up beside him when he's about to offload the football. He's very good at it. It's been good defence early here from the Sharks. They need to hang on here.
So the tactic is from Trindle. We go short out to the left-hand side as the Sharks look at it. There was a player left there. Joe Fafita went up for it. Didn't get to the contest. Collision there. He's unhappy, but was a knock on by the Sharks anyway. There he is. I don't know how he ended up. He was on roller skates there for a moment. Just completely lost his balance. Luckily for the Gold Coast, it was knocked on.
Yeah, Mulatello it was. They were challenging for the football. The line drop out restart. Rather than trying to catch the football, he just tried to knock it back. The ball's knocked on. With this amount of football, now they've got plenty of energy early, the Sharks, with their defence. You really got to capitalise when you get this sort of field position early.
5 minutes gone, and it's all been the Titans. They've had all the ball. They'll play it here in front of the uprights. 20 away is Clark. Comes across here to Fodawaker. Stay alive there, but taken to ground. Trindle there to wrap him up one-on-one. Foran leaping for it. Not a great ball there to Boyd. Now Kelly, Khan Pereira up against Dan Atkinson tonight. He's been very good filling in the halves, but gets a chance on the right wing to begin with for Craig Fitzgibbon. Boyd on the inside here for Clark. Bounces away from the tackle there of Kafusi. Drive him to ground. Good recovery by the Sharks. So 4 plays gone. And it's Foran with players in motion here. Kinney, well, that all happened just a little bit too quickly for the men on the edge. But the Sharks will be penalised here for being up inside the 10. It would have been a set restart had the Titans not knocked the ball on. But here they are still with the ball and only 10 metres out. Surely at some stage they have to bank some points.
Well, I'm glad they've taken the tap because they've had all the football early. The poor old Sharks haven't had the ball early in this game. As I said, it's got to be dominant here. Man down at the moment. Kenny, it is.
It looked like he might have been taken high. No call by the on-field official, Ziggy Persiklauser-Adamski, the man with the whistle tonight. Randall playing it. They head back out to this right-hand side. Foran showing it, beating 2. Comes to Kennedy. Reached out. It looked like he planted it down. And the Titans do track Cronulla.
Geez, in rare form, isn't he? Kieran Foran, try assist last week, or the last time they played against the Warriors. This time he takes it upon himself. All the football early in the game, the Titans. Off the right foot, the show and go. They just couldn't cover up back on the inside. Shows great strength. Just kicks over the top. Oh, I think they'll have a look at this one. Might have bobbled it on the way down. It's been awarded a try, but I'm sure they'll have a look at it. Kenny couldn't hold him up. I think Ford lost the ball on the way down. This will tell the story here. Trindle over the top.
Ooh. All good.
All good.
On that angle there, all good. The first angle we saw gave you the idea. This one here gave you the idea that it was moving, but that is in slow motion, a little blurry as well. I think the other angle confirmed he had his hand on the ball the whole way down.
I think it was Cam McGuinness's boot that come in over the top. But I think he had downward pressure all the way to the ground there. They've awarded the try, about to take the conversion. A good start here from the Titans. Didn't panic after they had so much ball, and it took probably their best player and captain to score the try in Kieran Foran.
6 straight sets in a row, 2 penalties, 1 set restart as well. It all adds up to 6 points to 0. The Gold Coast on top of the Sharks. Downstairs to Jake Duke.
85% of the possession in territory here in the first half for the Titans, and they capitalise. Finally, Kieran Foran, the man there, too strong in his 294th game in first grade, getting them on the board to start. And they were unbelievable against the Warriors in their last start. The Titans scoring 66 points, but they're yet to win back-to-back games this season. They've also lost 6 straight in New South Wales, so they'll be hoping to turn that around here this evening up against the Sharks side that is unbeaten here in Coffs Harbour. A good start for the Gold Coast through Kieran Foran.
You're right, Jake. From the time they broke that 6-game losing streak to begin the season, they've gone pretty much win-loss as Fodawaker brings it back here and will play it 5 inside his own 20. 6-0 to the Gold Coast off a 66-6 victory 2 weeks ago against the Warriors. They're fresh, they're rested, having had the bye in round 17. Here they are trying to keep this slump going for the Sharks, who've lost 4 of their last 5. From Verrills, comes back to Randall. Very good job in the 13 role in recent times for Des Hasler. Now Kinney, so back with a quick play of the ball, will supply another one here, and Tanner Boyd, who at times can be pressured just like that with that right boot on the left-hand side of the field. Marcus getting out there, Talakai putting some pressure on him, but the kick is too big. Tanner Boyd, a few nerves in his return. He's been out for since round 9 with that dislocated wrist suffered against the Melbourne Storm.
It just showed how good the ground is too. Torrential rain here this afternoon. The ball, the bounce, just then he lets it go as the Sharks get a penalty.
Tanner Boyd there never at marker, and certainly wasn't back to 10. And Sharks did well to get their first penalty of the game and put some pressure here on the Gold Coast. Great to be back on the Coffs Coast. Des Haslet, no doubt. We'll skip past the big pineapple to pick up some souvenirs while he's been in town. Likewise, the Sharks who've been up here since Tuesday, spreading the gospel, doing some great work. Now Hines comes back to Royce Hunt. Dangerous off the bench. The last month or so, Royce Hunt for the Sharks getting a starting role tonight. Hazelton going back to the interchange. Now here's Kafusi. Can they hit straight back? And Brayley goes to McInnes here, shrugs away from the tackle. Hines looks over the top, goes on the inside. Nikura from close range. Good tackle in the end there, made by Mo Fodawaker. Short ball here, Hunt trying to spin. Oh, he reached out, he got very close. It looked as though he came down just short of the goal line itself.
Yeah, that was his second touch in that set of 6-2, Hunt. Powerful man. Was able to just stretch out. Whether he got the ball down on the line, doesn't look real confident there. And the first question's asked of the defence here.
Royce Hunt loses the ball forward, just short of the try line, playing on at this stage.
He was trying to sell it to the referee.
We have a decision.
It's pretty clear that it was no try. Just wanted to check. And as we saw on the first replay, coming loose and coming down just in front of the try line itself.
You might have thought he was a little bit closer than what he ended up there. Hunt just tried to stretch out and put the ball over the line. It's a good set on the back of a penalty. Quick play the balls here from the Sharks in that set. They just hang on the Titans. First time they've been asked the question in this game in the first half. First time real opportunity that the Sharks had. They come away empty.
So the Titans on top early on, just outside their own 10. They play there through both Fermor.
Oregon Royce, get up now!
Carry for the outside backs, Jojo Fafita. Takes them beyond their own 20. Alec Winking, PNG International from the Pacific Test matches in 2023. Verrills jumps out from dummy half and then ran into Sifa Talakai. Well, there might be a problem here.
Is that a shoulder charge?
It was a huge impact, but the point of impact on Sam Verrills, who was off and running, will be pivotal. Watch this. Oh,
well, he hasn't wrapped his arms there. First point of contact there. He doesn't even attempt to wrap the arms. He might get 10 minutes in the bin here.
He wasn't coming out of the line in the fashion that Joseph Swali did in Origin 1, of course, for New South Wales. But the point of contact pretty similar here. He just braced for the impact and then launched
in the bin, 10 minutes.
And unsurprisingly, on report and in the sin bin. I don't think anybody could have any argument with that.
I think it might have been a little bit different if he tried to wrap his arms there and just bend his back a little bit lower. Talakai in the back row now. Just want to see how high it hit him. Just hit him just under the chin. Might have hit him in the neck.
Looks to be okay for the moment. Sam Verrills, of course, being placed on report. A chance for a free interchange, but they'd be, if he's okay, of course, and doesn't require an HIA, they'd like to keep him out there. So early in the game. So it's 13 versus 12 here. We're in the 12th minute of the contest as Foran comes out to this left-hand side, and a chance if they can really spread the Sharks out for David Fafita to come into his own on this left-hand side of the field. From Clark to Fodawaker, Foran, Kinney, good tackle. Kale Ero up very quickly there and taking down the live wire fullback. A greasy surface, but a magnificent prepared playing surface tonight. Panel going down there. Kinney on the inside. One more here for the Titans. Boyd, first receiver on the left. They'll go to Foran instead down that short side. Chance for Jojo Fafita. Slap backwards. It comes back to Fodawaker. They'll keep it alive. Kinney, here's an opportunity. They go over the head. Kelly, the Shark sliding. The speedster, Khan Pereira up against Atkinson. Dan Atkinson into the photographer's equipment at the far end of the ground. Boy, he'll know he's alive tonight if he gets into a foot race with Khan Pereira.
Well, he did so well. Atkinson there, to just turn around and chase. It was a perfectly weighted kick again. Nico Hines already made a number of tackles. He's up against David Fafita here. Third man in. Has to make some big tackles here this evening. He's already made 4 on him. I reckon he might try to start to wear him down.
Short one here, and the Sharks will get it back. The Gold Coast Titans absolutely go to sleep there, and a grubber for Hines works out beautifully for Cronulla.
He did well to hang on to it too, Hines.
Now a mistake. Jesse Ramian has the ball come free. He's pleading a case, saying it was ripped out.
Kieran.
Little heads of government meeting here, but it looks as though they'll keep their powder dry and there will be no challenge.
He just lost the ball on the way down with the weight of 3 Titans players. Kelly mainly involved. Ramian loses the footy. Geez, they've gifted some field position early here.
It's a real piece of fortune, isn't it, for the Gold Coast after they clocked off. They had no clue the Sharks were going to roll that little grubber into no man's land there between Fafita and those on his outside, and in the end it was an easy grab for that man on screen, Nico Hines. And they're under pressure again here, the Sharks, as Kelly works it forward, still going. They'll play it just outside Cronulla's 20.
6 more.
Slow tackle. Play the ball eventually coming, so one of those ones where teams just give away an obvious set restart on play number 1 on the change of possession or a scrum just to make sure their defensive line is set. Aaron Clark barking there at Nico Hines. Short ball, what a delivery from Foran to Randall. The Titans have a second, and we've got an upset, a huge upset on the cards here in Coffs.
Well, you think you pull them in when they're a man down, the Sharks. They go just straight through the centre. Perfectly timed pass from Foran, scored the first try, and puts a pearl of a pass straight on the chest of Randall to go straight through. And it's all come on the back of the mistakes here from the Sharks, who couldn't complete the beautifully weighted pass. Here's Nico Hines and Clark going at it. Just trying to get under his skin a little bit. But watch this for a pearler. We mentioned before the game, or the boys did back in the studio, how he digs into the line, willing to take the hits.
No, I haven't yet.
And Clark straight through the meat of the Sharks.
When Aaron Clark saw that Randall was going straight through to score that try under the black dot, he made a bead straight towards Nico Hines to continue on what had flared up in the play the ball and beyond. And that's why there was that little fracas just beyond Randall scoring. Half the field were in a little bit of a moment. Well, most of the Titans are under the black dot celebrating.
It just moved that little bit just as he got the ball there. Straight through Randall, a little bit of a right foot step, not also, just a little bit of a swerve. It went straight past Blake Brayley, but tried to just threw out the hand. A little bit of footwork at the line beater, but it was Foran digging into the line. What a start from the Titans. Had the week off, and they've just stepped straight back into gear.
The 294 gamer. Kieran Foran serving it up on a platter for Randall, who ran such a lovely whole line there. It's 12 points to nil here in Coffs Harbour.
Kieran Foran had 4 try assists in their last start against the Warriors. That's another one here tonight to make it 12 try assists in his past 9 games. A peach of a pass there for Chris Randall, who has been really good for the Titans so far, as we see this bit of push and shove between Nico Hines and Aaron Clark. Nico Hines was into it with David Fafita a little bit earlier as well. Chris Randall, he's played at hooker 10 games, 2 games at 5'8", now 2 games at lock. Scores an important try here, and referee Ziggy not happy with some of the goings on out there at the moment, warning both captains. But the Titans off to a very fast start here. And Cronulla, as you mentioned, off the top block, another slow start here. They were down 12-0 last week against the Sharks. They're down 12-0 again.
They made a habit of it throughout the season, getting off to slow starts and then trying to peg back teams. They've done it a couple of times, but just can't afford to keep giving teams a leg up like this, as Titans get a bit adventurous. And the restart here, Kinney ends up with it. He'll be tackled just inside his own 10, but you go back through any number of games. The Raiders back at Shark Park earlier this season got off to a big start. The Sharks ran them down, but Too many occasions, they haven't been able to do so. The Dolphins came back to lead against them. Eventually the Dolphins scored at the death to hang on and win that one also at PointsBet Stadium. Now back to this left-hand side where Kelly to Khan Pereira down a very narrow sideline there. Great ball back to Kelly. And a chance here for an attacking kick by the Gold Coast. Good meters in this set. Boyd it is who puts it high in the air. Kennedy going back, won't reach the end goal area, but he'll be tackled there. What a set of 6 for the Gold Coast.
Yeah, Khan Pereira is the man that comes away with the tackle there. Perfectly weighted kick from Tanner Boyd. Here's a little short side raid there. Kelly's wonderfully skilled player. Takes the tackle. You have a look at it there. Kennedy takes the football, but Khan Pereira right on the spot. Been forced into another line dropout.
He's had some tough games with his kicking, Tanner Boyd. Most notably back at Belmore early this season when he was just terrorised by Viliami kick-out. But that one was absolutely perfect. The Sharks go short again. The Titans, though, come up with it. This time it's Jojo Fafita who does time it much better. Randall tipping it on for Clark. He's a man on a mission here. Look at him go. Metres after contact, he's only 5 away as they look for a third try to open the game for him. Dummy once again, having scored the first try of the game back in the 7th minute. Comes from Verrills. Now Fodawaker. Boy, Nico Hines was up out of the line a long way there. And they got in behind him or over the top. The Sharks were really struggling. 2 plays left here for the Gold Coast. A little bit of depth on this left-hand side, but they work it through the middle where Fodawaker will be stopped there on his feet. Last play, it's Kinney at first receiver, Grubbers and Grubbers well. Kennedy with work to do there, wins the race against Beau Fermor.
Yeah, that's a good play there. Confidence builder there for Kenny. Just gets out there on the right-hand side rather than go to Tanner Boyd. The little grubber kick uses his pace. Motello gets back to knock the ball dead in goal. And again, forced into the line dropout.
Well, the possession stats are off the charts here. Gold Coast have had more than 80% of possession, and here we are almost midway through the opening half. Another short one. Tap backwards here by Kafusi, and Nickera comes up with it. So a second result for the Sharks on short restarts here, and they get a penalty as well.
Yeah, and fair enough too. Just a second tackle. Just jumped the gun there for 10 metres. Tried to get off their line quickly, the Titans. It's another give me. Don't really have to battle to get off their own line when they've got the football back. That's their second penalty in this sort of area. Nico Hines will go for touch.
The Gold Coast Titans to this point are 13 for 13 with their hands. The Sharks have had just 4 sets of 6 up against 13, and they trail by 12. Jack Williams out there now. Change midway through this opening half by Craig Fitzgibbon. Get it all, taking it down inside the 30. Staying on his feet, and it's McInnes. After they went close, Roy Hunt almost reached out to plant the ball on the line. Some 10 minutes ago now. Still 90 seconds remaining while Talakai is in the sin bin. Hines back on the inside. Williams chopped down there. Good tackle around the legs. Randall combining with Fodawaker. Comes through Hines across to Trindle. He grubbers. Ero on the chase. Keanu Kinney gets there first though and brings it back and was tackled high.
First one here, 10 metres.
Geez, an exciting machine, isn't he? Kinney was caught out of position there, but look at the accelerator straight away. He just got across that ground quickly. Trindle with a grubber kick through. Kinney tries to get back in the field play. He does so. There's a high tackle from Kennedy.
The penalty, though, is going to go to the Sharks for the Titans being offside on that right-hand side of the field, says referee Ziggy. Charles McInnes brings it back towards the post. Sellout tonight here in Coffs Harbour. The locals really responding to the Sharks, bringing a 4th home game to this part of the world. Nico Hines, he caught it like it was a pineapple. A bit spiky, that ball. Brayley now comes to Williams. Tackle again by Randall, right around the legs, and he's forced a mistake.
Yeah, well done there by Randall. Yeah, that chopping tackle. He's great front-on defender. Move between hooker and lock forward. Look at that for a grasser. Bang. Loses the ball up with the hit over the top. Sharks, just nothing going their way. They get down here. Talakai back onto the field.
So we're back to 13 on 13. Talakai's impact on Sam Verrills, well, cost them, well, potentially contributed to costing them 6 points. And they scored, of course, while he was in the sin bin through that lovely ball by Foran for Chris Randall. Been outstanding. The 13 jumper again tonight here for the Gold Coast. Looking for their 5th win of the season. Just dominating possession. Now it's for Fifita. Takes it beyond the 20. Still the rain stays away for the moment. A relief certainly for the fans as Fermor brings it back here within 15 of the halfway line. Aaron Clark looks left, but was ever only going to go straight there and take them on right through the middle. Good meters again here for the Gold Coast, and then Kinney charging hard, cut down by McInnes. That was a great tackle. Foran it is, goes to the air. Kennedy will catch it. Clearly he does inside the 10. And again, the Gold Coast doing it very nicely, working it down through Aaron Clark. Kinney's carries on play 5 have been good also. And they've had no issue making meters so far.
Well, it's generally the back 5 of the Sharkies that really perform so well. Get them off to a good start. There's the offload.
From Ramian, comes back to Hines. Eero on the outside there of Fermor. Lovely swerve there as he brings it back within 10 of the halfway line. From Brayley to Hines. Talakai just shrugged away from Fermor. He beat another as well in Fifita. Jojo, that is. And eventually, Alec Winky it is. It takes him to ground. Hines comes to Kafusi. And away from Randall, who drags him down from behind with the help there of Verrills. One more here. Momentum for the Sharks. Hines kicks out wide. Ramian there, trying to tap it backwards. Kelly, though, stopped it coming back, and off his own hands regathers and keeps it in possession for the Titans.
Gee, that was a great set there. Very fast there from the Sharkies. Nico Hines getting himself involved a couple of times in that set. They hang on again through Kelly, the crossfield kick. He handles it pretty well. Gee, he does some work, Kinney, doesn't he? Jack in the box, always involved in the game.
Early carry here to help them out of their own 20. Bahulu also out there, coming off the bench, having had some time in the one-on team in recent weeks. Fonowaker, player here, 10 on his own side of halfway. Boyd, no pressure there, not a great kick, comes off the side of the boot and goes down the throat of Ronaldo Mulitalo, who hasn't seen too much action to this point of the game. And the Sharks will begin here in decent field position. Boyd there, a bit of a shank with the kick. Eero moves it back towards the halfway line.
And Hazelton just going on for the Sharkies, try and get a bit of momentum through the middle of the ruck. Been a dangerous player for them this season. 5 tries to the big front rower. Started off the bench tonight. Here he comes.
Moving up on this right-hand side, Talakai instead. Down Main Street, tackled just outside the 30. 2 plays remaining in this set. Trindle at the line, out the back for Kennedy. The Titans slid well there. Kennedy, though, stays alive, floats back to the middle, almost gets through. Taken down only just by Bahulu. Last play here, Hines back on the inside, Ramian infield, looking for a chance. And takes one with both hands, but the pass was forward.
Oh, gee, I'd like to see that again. Ramian shaking his head. They've gone for the crossfield kick a number of times so far. This time Hines mixes it up, passes the ball back on the inside to Ramian. Just have a look at Luce. They over-chase at marker. I don't know, they could tell from there. He must have got a call from somewhere.
Yeah, the sideline, no doubt, because he was at right angles to the play there and wouldn't have had a bead on that pass. Ziggy Persicklauser-Adamski. And then on the sideline, called it forward. They'll stay with that call, 12 points to 0. Where is David Fifita? He'll press his claims for a spot in the Queensland side for Game 3. Must be close. As Billy Slater staying with the side he had for Game 2. They pick and they stick. There's the call from north of the border, Blocky.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do. As I mentioned at the start of the game, I think they lack one real tackle buster. Although they won the second half in that second origin. They might make that change for Fee to go back in. Missed the first 2 games, of course.
We will know by Monday. Teams announced Game 3, the big decider. They're all playing it back at the halfway line for the Sharks. And across the line twice. Still no points on the board. Talakai playing it here for Brayley. Now Trindle. Players in motion on this right-hand side. Ramey into the outside there of Kelly. A pass over the shoulder there of Atkinson. It was a tough one to take. Jesse Ramey, I think, would like that moment over again.
Yeah, you got to get a little bit better service than that. They want a bit of a roll there, the Sharks. Atkinson drops the footy. Ramey tries to force the issue. Wasn't a great pass. Just give him a pat on the shoulder there. Next one will be better.
Ladies junior footy at the Albany Creek Crushers, the northern suburbs of Brisbane, did Dan Atkinson. I don't know if he played any wing as he was coming through the lower grades anywhere, but he's on the wing tonight. Now a ball put down here, and the Gold Coast give it straight back through Keenan Palacia. Fresh on the field, looking to make an impact. Turns it over.
I'll tell you what, there was a good pass there from dummy half. Palacia obviously just come on the field, makes a mistake. He'll try and lift his head straight away now. Forget about that. It's a good pass from Kinney. Should have swallowed that one. The Sharks with another chance. As you mentioned, they've been over the line a couple of times. Just seem to need to get that one try to get them going.
Another chance right here as Hines off the scrum win. Moves past Boyd out near the sideline. Need to be careful. Rain around today. It will be slippery on the perimeter. 6 again. The Titans give away a set restart to try and make sure their defensive line is set. As Brayley from dummy half comes back to Hines. Here's Hazelton.
Lost legs. Stand, Chris.
Moving through this set. Now it's Hines to the line. Trindle bypasses Talakai. Goes to Kennedy. He'll go for the line himself. He plants it down. And the call will be initially no try.
And then lost before he grounded.
Yeah, I think we've just got to have a look at the put down here. They've got no try. Kennedy exploded onto the ball. He's pretty confident by the look of it. One-on-one, gets on the outside of his man.
Oh, on the foot and coming free. It looks like it will be red lights.
Yeah, I think he's lost that. You're allowed to come in with your boots like that from Kinney.
Doesn't it make contact?
Keanu Kinney reaches out with his feet, which are legal. The ball is then placed on the boot, and he loses possession of the ball onto the feet of Keanu. We have a decision.
Just cannot take a trick.
They could have been in front if they converted the 3 opportunities that they've had.
Royce Hunt dropped it just short, inches short of the line. Ramey in the forward pass from Nico Hines. And Will Kennedy denied there by the heads-up piece of play by the man with the ball, and Keanu Kinney.
They've had the better of the play the last 10 minutes, the Sharks. Just haven't been able to score.
Stand now, Britton.
He's battling to get up the other end of the field here, the Titans. Need a penalty.
Stand now, Brayden.
See that possession, the last 10 minutes, pretty much since Talakai returned, coincided with the Sharks getting a weight of possession, but still can't put anything on the scoreboard. They've certainly had the better of tackles in the opposition half. Alec Winky here, inside the Titans 40. Comes back to Randall. Comes towards Hazelton and also Trindle. 2 plays remaining in this set. Here's Boyd showing it. He had Fafita there, but he just hung on to it. Plays it quickly, though. Comes back from Verrills to Foran. Kelly on a chase. So is Khan Pereira here. They wait for Kennedy to make the catch, and Khan Pereira hit him right around the ribs.
Yeah, he just checked his run too there, Khan Pereira. Good take by Kennedy under pressure. footy all round there.
Josiah, hold.
The impact there is timed it nicely. Kennedy with a foot back on the turf.
Sam square, Chris,
The
good.
speedster whacked him for all he was worth. Here's Williams.
David, get up.
To almost the 40. We've had half an hour here of action. It's Hines looking up with Talakai. The Titans still a dozen to the good.
Last tackle, Keenan,
One more
Jacob.
here for the Sharks. Just back into Titans territory. Goes to Trindle. He'll kick towards the corner. Joe Fafita is back there. Change made again on that left-hand side of the field by Craig Fitzgibbon. Teague Wilton off the bench and into the fray right there, making an immediate tackle.
It's a mighty effort here from the Titans to start the first half, but just starting to run out a bit of a petrol here. Second or third tackle now. Still players not behind the ball.
Go 3, Braden. No, go to Braden. 3.
Here's Palacio. Oh, another nervous moment there. A little juggle after putting one down with his first touch.
Stiff up, release.
After coming off the bench.
Hold middles.
Verrills
Wait, Tom. Go
from
forward.
dummy half. Come across here. Looking forward there through Pahulu once again.
Middle stiffer.
As Verrills looks to his left-hand side. Boyd is there, right-footed kicker
Kicker clear.
on the left-hand side of the field. Hazelton drops off on the effort from marker. Kennedy with the catch just outside his own 10. And they'll do it over again in their own end of the field. Here's Atkinson. Oh, Ramian! He lost it backwards is the call.
Oh, geez. I've seen them pulled up before.
Hold.
A bit of nervous play on the right-hand side. Understanding. Not there through Ramian to Atkinson.
Stand release, Keenan.
Lucky to get away with that one, the Sharks.
He wasn't quite stationary, but see on the replay there, the ball did go backwards towards their own line off the touch from Jesse Ramian as Hines bypasses Talakai. Trindle, Eero now brings it back to the halfway line. They've got one more play once again. Looking for a good kick here to try and force a turnover if they can, but they've been so solid, the back three of the Titans so far. Here's Kenny, little skip. He comes back towards the 20, got manhandled there by Williams and also Hazelton, but brings it back with so much impetus and puts them on the front foot.
On the mark, Loffy. Hold middles. Wait.
Waits there at dummy half, the fullback. Here he is again, jumping out of dummy half.
Blake, get up.
Picking up some good metres already here, make that 100 for the game. And we've had just over half an hour of action.
Well, he's had 14 carries, the little fella. Gets himself involved in the game.
Go 4, nice.
Great effort.
Foran kicking a tackle early here, finding some space down that narrow short side. Kennedy tracking back to almost the corner post. Looks up and Foran off his own kick, setting the standard as always there for the Gold Coast.
There was a great chase too. Chases down his own kick. Great tackle there, one-on-one on Kennedy.
Hold, go 2.
Boys, he didn't use his footwork there. Try and get around. It was a one-on-one chase through by the Titans.
Chris square, hold. Hold. Go 3. Counter adjust.
Here's Hines. Across Kelly beating on there with Jesse Ramian. You heard the contact quite clearly. And Hines back towards the middle. Hazelton almost able to keep it going there.
Last tackle.
Chance for an offload. Held on to it as Trindle works it wide to Eero. Comes across to Mulatalo. He'll kick just in behind the line. Was he tackled there after the kick? The referee says no. It was all in the one motion. And it's play on here.
Tell you what, you got to ask the question at half-time. Hazelton, one-on-one, goes straight through there. Trindle was getting ready for the next play.
Let's go.
Should have been supporting the big fella. There's the back end of the play there. Mulatalo saying that he's being taken out.
Left side,
Play on. Nothing's gone their way in the first half. Behind on the scoreboard, 12-0.
Chris Randall getting a little attention there from the trainers. Earned his money so far here tonight. He leads the VB hard-earned index. 40 points from Clark, Kenny, Fodawaker. It's all the Titans, given all the possession they've had. 60 run metres, 15 tackles as well. For the Gold Coast Titan lock forward. Good ball here from Kelly through Fafita. Comes to Kinney. Almost tries to lull them into a false sense of security there by just pausing and then hits the turbos. Palacia for it. Back on the inside there for Alec Winky, playing as the right edge forward. Fermor playing at right centre with that exclusion tonight of Phil Sami. Back through the middle. Bahulu. 25 out from the Sharks line. Virals. Heading back here for Boyd. He'll just wait a kick. They won't get there to make a contest of it. That's a curious kick given Kelly and Khan Pereira a real chance there to contest that ball inside the Sharks 10. Not enough height on the kick.
Well, I'll tell you what they've done well, the Titans. 19 from 20, the sets they've completed. Given themselves a real big go in this game. In the first half especially. 12 points to 0. Sharkies just can't find that try. You get the feeling if they find one try, they can go back to back.
And it's Hazelton. It's on his own 40 when he plays it. And this is the last. So Hines again. Really can't get themselves any field position to put up an attacking kick at this point in time as Jojo Fafita brings it back beyond the 30. And the Titans here is still going. Fafita eventually will play it there almost back at the 40.
Yeah, gee, that's a big win there. Jojo Fafita, 15-20 metres upfield to start the set. Right around the halfway line now, the Titans. Quick play the balls.
Continuing on their good form with that demolition job they did against the Warriors a couple of weeks ago, winning by 60. Here they are leading one of the hot pots, 12 points to 0. Good kick here. Boyd finds the turf. Atkinson will be trapped in the in goal. Very good kick by Tanner Boyd for a goal line dropout.
Yeah, it was early in the tackle count too. Didn't wait till the last. The winger was up in Atkinson. Just a little chip over the top. He had to turn around and chase. Khan Pereira right there on the spot. Geez, they're mounted. Some pressure here in the first half. I think the Sharks are pretty lucky the scoreboard hasn't ticked over a little bit further. This could be their chance here.
Well, the Sharks have already got the ball back from 2 dropouts. This one won't break the plane, though, and it will be the Titans who get possession here from the play the ball 10 metres out. He's been good so far. Quite obviously, Braden Trindle with those 2 results, but 5 dropouts forced by the Titans in this opening half. That shows you how much pressure they've had at this end of the field.
Well, this is where I'd love for Fafita just to stamp his authority on this game. It's 12-0. He can get that football and charge onto the ball. Hard man to stop this coaster. He's got to put his presence involved here.
Might be his chance right here. First touch, but they were right on him when delivered that one from Boyd. Nothing doing there for Fafita to be able to fend away and come at them once again. Kinney goes back through Boyd. Here's Randall. Look at the uprights. Chance to head back to the left-hand side to give Fafita another chance. They'll go to Foran on the right edge instead. Alec Winky stepping past the tackle there of Wilton. And he was on the front foot and almost able to make it to the line. Verrills comes to Foran. Flat pass there. Held on to only just by Palacia, a couple of metres out. Verrills kicks from Grubber, from dummy half. It's Atkinson once again. Well, they'll trap him. Another dropout coming up.
Gee, it's been a tough evening. Atkinson, he did well. He's cleaned up well a couple of times. Had to turn around and chase. Cleaned the ball up in the in-goal area. Exactly the same thing this time. They're targeting his side. Inexperienced. As we mentioned, not normally plays on the wing. And I think they've targeted him here this evening so far.
So inside 2 minutes remaining. We're going out to that left-hand side once again. Jojo Fafita trying to get a running leap. Came backwards off Mulitalo. Fired it infield. 6 goal line dropouts by the Sharks. And 3 times they've got the ball back. Titans all at sea at times trying to defuse those terrific short dropouts by Braden Trindle. Talakai works it away here. Can they jag a try just before half-time? Here is Nickera weaving down this right-hand side, almost back at the halfway line. They've got tackles up their sleeve here. Ramian, though, had to get to the turf quickly for fear of being taken into touch by Kelly. And pinches 2 or 3 metres and has to go back and play it on the spot. Time back on. Just on 60 seconds remaining. This will be tackle number 4 as Williams will play it here. 35 out from the Titans line. Verrills. This is Rayleigh Wilson from dummy half, and now it comes back To be taken there, nice grab made by Khan Pereira, and he'll play it inside his own 10, and that should be it as far as scoring chances for the Sharks in this opening half. And well, they've come from behind a couple of times in the second half of games so far this season. They'll need to find something in the break as Craig Fitzgibbon finds himself in a very familiar position in the time he has with his team inside the dressing room here in Coffs Harbour.
Yeah, gee, I thought that was a strange kick in the fourth tackle there for Nico Hines. 50 seconds left on the clock. Would have been better to really try and put some pressure on with some passes. It was easily cleaned up by Khan Pereira at the back four at the Titans. A give me set. They'll just wind down the clock before half-time now.
Verrills will play it towards the sideline. He'll just take the tackle there, and that'll be it. At half-time, it's the Gold Coast who pounced early after a blinding start as far as the weight of possession was concerned. They also had Siasifa Talakai spend 10 minutes in the bin for the Sharks. They scored while he was missing. And at half-time here in Coffs Harbour, it's the Titans 12, the Sharks 0. Plenty of footy knowledge in the box. They'll need it all here and maybe then some if they're to come from behind, track down this Titans team who were very well drilled in that opening half. Appeals here for a high tackle on Will Kennedy. The referee thought differently. Titans outstanding with their hands in the first 40. 22 completed sets from 23 possessions. While the Sharks, they were just 10 from 16.
Yeah, you'd like to see a real big effort here from the Titans to start the second half. The first 20 minutes, so important. If they can keep the Sharkies out, it'll go a long way for them to win this game. They were excellent in the first half.
Kennedy playing it here, just inside the Titans 40. One more play here off the back of Hazelton's carry. Hines waits first receiver on the right-hand side. They go to Trindle instead with Iro and Mulatalo pushing through to put pressure here on Jojo Fafita. Makes a good catch there. As the kicking has gone to his side of the field. That pattern going to begin this second half as Fermor bounces off the shoulder there of Hazelton. It's a ball back to Sam Verrills, and here is Kenny. It's
Sam Verrills is out of play.
To be a penalty here. Sam Verrills was out of play, never made it back beyond the point where the ball was played. The previous play the ball, and then the offload came back to him. Watch him again. He's 10 metres offside there, and then getting an arm free. Fermor whipped it back to Sam Verrills, but he was out of play, and so the Sharks will have 6 tackles here from inside the 20.
Well, we talked about the Sharks having no luck in the whole first half. The whole first 40 minutes. Only takes a minute in the second half for them to get a good call. Straight away in the attack now. The Titans have got to hang on in this set.
Inside here for Nickera, taken tackle there by Pahulu and also Verrills. A few metres out, looking for their first points of the game. Hazelton heads towards the uprights. They're very deep on this left-hand side. Trindle waiting for a chance. Comes out the back here to Kennedy. Quick ball, Iro trying to hit and spin. Taking the ground there, and a good tackle by Jojo Fafita. Last play, comes back to Trindle. He'll chip it towards the in goal, out wide. Kelly, a juggle, ends up with it.
Wait, not quick, we're going out for the 20.
And it will be a 20-metre restart.
Yeah, the crossfield kick just a little bit off there. Kelly gets it on the full in the in-goal area. An easy walk to the 20 metres.
Let him out now!
Trindle just a little bit too much on that kick.
Jack up square!
Nice scoot by Khan Pereira to get this set going for the Gold Coast Titans. A bit of pressure to absorb early on. They did exactly that. A problem here for Jack Williams, who's been left on the ground, and he might have
Just going to check on Jack. He's in
an
the
arm, a wrist, or perhaps a shoulder problem. He's in some discomfort there, and he knew straight away that there was an issue.
And that's David Fafita getting himself involved early in the tackle count. The restart there from the Titans. Fafita, 3 in the tackle. Williams has done his wrist by the look of it. Forearm, wrist. He's in a lot of pain.
reaction as he reeled away from the contact there as his teammates all came into the tackle. Let's go downstairs to you, Jake.
As we wait to see what happens here with Jack Williams, the message at half-time from Titans coach Des Hasler just wants the same intensity to start this second half and the same desperation in defence. He expects Cronulla to be much better with the ball than they were in the first half. While Sharks coach Craig Fitzgibbon happy with their defence considering how much they had to do in that first half. 8 errors in the first half killed them, hold the ball and capitalise on their chances after bombing 3 tries in that first stanza.
Only had one chance inside the 20, turned away by the Gold Coast. Here is Foran right-hand side for Alec Wink. Last play from just outside the 20. Foran with enough hang time here for Khan Pereira to get through, although he hit the deck there after a collision with Jesse Ramian, and it will be a penalty against the Sharks for Ramian's action in knocking Khan Pereira to the ground.
It'll be interesting to see what they do here, the Titans, whether they keep the pressure on early in the second half. It just looked like he changed his line there, just a fraction.
So Khan Pereira, who was still prone on the ground there, ended up with the ball catcher coming down top of him, putting the studs into the back of the left shoulder. They will try and take the 2 here to make this more than 2 converted tries the difference.
There's a little bit of indecision there by the look of it. They were all looking over to the sideline or up into the box to see what Desi Hasler wanted to do. Tanner Boyd makes the decision to take the shot. A little bit of a give me to start the second half. A bit to the left of the upright. I don't put the jinx on him, but he should throw this one over. And they'll start the scoring in the second half, the Titans.
15 in from touch on his return from that dislocated wrist he suffered, as we said at the beginning of the game back in round 9 against the Melbourne Storm. Back tonight, filling in for AJ Brimson. Brimson expected back next week in round 19 when they take on the Eels. No mistake though by Boyd. It's 14 points to 0. The Gold Coast still riding high here on the Coffs Coast. Don't forget, of course, the NRL Telstra Premiership Footy Country Series is an exciting new initiative to celebrate and support rugby league communities in regional Australia. You can find your closest Footy Country Series match at nrl.com/Telstra Series. Need to be back on the Coffs Coast, Blocky.
Beautiful.
You can go for a drive up the road to Arara Valley and knock on Russell Crowe's door and say, Russell, great to see you.
Rusty, what's doing?
He'd love to see you.
I think so.
You can swim with the whales as well. One of the few places in Australia you actually can swim with the whales. Great to be back in Coffs. Here's a chance. I'd love to see you knocking on Rusty's door. Take you for a quad bike ride.
Sure he would.
Kiri might join you. Ball put down here by the Gold Coast. Sharks, well, they come together. They're trying to get something going here. So their body language there as they race together. They're looking for a spark, and maybe with the ball coming free there, Nickera arm around the ball, but certainly not ripping it out in a classic stripping motion. So it will be the Sharks again from inside the 20.
Gee, they've got to score and score quickly, haven't they? The Sharks have had a couple of opportunities early here in the second half. Here's another chance. They'll load one side here. We'll see which side Hines goes. He's right behind the play the ball there, or behind the scrum.
That's out to this left-hand side where it's Theodore who will play it just outside the 10. Long right edge here set as Talakai takes a run towards that left-hand post. 2 plays gone in the set. They're good for a shift now. Flat ball to Hines, goes underneath for Hazelton. To Hines again, there's some space on this right-hand side. Good ball out the back from Nickera. It came to Trindle, and it's taken them 47 minutes. But finally, the Sharks have some points here in Coffs Harbour.
Yeah, Nickera there with the offload there. The one-on-one tackle. He's got ability to spin out of tackles and offload the football. This time the Sharkies push up. They can't give him too many opportunities. I was saying they needed to score that one try to get right back into the game. The one-on-one tackle with Boyd. Little offload. This time, Trindle just pushes up with Nikora, who can offload the football, stands in the tackle. And that might be the kickstart they need, the Sharks.
Just that ball underneath there for Hazelton drew enough defence in around the uprights for the Titans to create that little bit of extra space between defenders on the left-hand side of their own line, and the numbers and the slick play there between Hines and also Trindle. He was able to score and put them on the board for the first time here tonight. 48 minutes gone. It's 14 points to 4. Kick to come from Nico Hines from out near the sideline. Just 1 from 3 last week against the Bulldogs in that dramatic Golden Point loss, 15-14. Kick starting outside the right-hand upright. It will stay there. It remains a 10-point lead here for the Gold Coast.
Yeah, it's so important for your halves to be able to tackle one-on-one. Nikora just pushes away from Boyd, just slid down, giving him the opportunity to offload the football. There's a conversion, just to the left of the upright there. Will that kick start their performance now? They've got that try that they needed. They've bumbled and fumbled their way through this game so far. Can the Sharks come alive?
Ray Fitzgibbon, just a concerned man inside one of the contenders for the Parramatta Eels job in Josh Hannay. It'll be a 5-man race with that gig at the moment. Ryan Smith joining those who put their hand up for the Eels coach in 2025 and beyond. They will know in the days ahead. Josh Hannay, all will be revealed eventually by the Eels borders. Hazelton takes it here beyond the 30. So they've got points at last. Let's see if they have done at times, having been behind at the break significantly, they go on with the job here. They are very much a second half outfit in 2024, the Sharks. Big impact again. Talakai with a strong carry. Hines back to Williams, who's shaken off that knock to the arm or the wrist. Looks to be okay now. Ball comes free and things starting to flow the Sharks' way.
And Kieran Foran will be going in and asking the question here. That was a big shot there. Foran tried to take Talakai on front on. Much bigger man. Gee, he's got some ticker. Been doing it for a long, long time in the NRL, Foran. What a clash that was.
Let's have a look here. David Feeder with his hand up around the ball. Did he help it out there?
Oh, it's a loose carry. I think he had a big go at the football there. You've got to have some sort of
other angles.
Ball runner hanging onto the ball.
Yeah. There's no intent to strip. Jack Williams loses possession of the ball.
Good call, Blocky. You might have a future in the
challenge
bunker.
is successful.
Ball comes away from Williams, knock on by the Sharks, and given they've just scored for the first time and would have 6 more tackles there in possession again. Watch this carry from Talakai. Oh,
there it is.
Kieran Foran, as courageous as he has been through almost now 300 games in the NRL, didn't want to know too much about Sia Talakai, and who could blame him?
Well, he puts himself in the firing line, straight in front of him. Foran just springs to his feet, and away he'll go again. A little bit of a shake of the body, and away he goes.
Kelly, good carry there off the wing for the Sharks. Now it's Fafita who grimaced there in the tackle. He plays it just 35 metres out. Foran, short ball there for Randall, trying to replicate what they did for the try back in the 14th minute of the game.
Talakai's got to be a little bit easy here and try and wrap his arms a couple of times there, and especially on that tackle. He got 10 minutes in the sin bin in the first half. And that tackle there on the much bigger man in Fafita didn't wrap his arms again.
Hulu here, in the middle of the field, 15 metres out. Last play for the Titans. Comes back to Randall. Come out to Kinney. Grubbers. Chance there for Jojo Fafita, who wraps up Kennedy and takes him touch in goal. The Sharks appealing for a high contact there. They'll get no joy. And, of course, having just burnt their captain's challenge, they can't use that. Another good kick by Kinney.
Another forced dropout too. Is that 7-0 so far in this game? I don't think there was anything wrong with that tackle there over the top. Both players doing their best. One trying to get back in the field to play, the other trying to force him in the in-goal area.
It is dropout number 7. Trindle again going short. Didn't go the 10 once in the first half. He can make it once now in the second half as well. In the old days, obviously, it's a penalty right in front, and you probably take the 2 in a low-scoring game. Push it back out to a 12-point lead again. They don't get that option, of course, under the rule tweaking for 2024, so it's a play the ball 10 metres out. Maybe you should get the option. A bit more pressure there on the team trying to drop the ball out. Barrels from dummy half. He goes short for Palacia. Spin down the tackle. Underneath him was Tuku Hautapua on deck now for the Sharks. Foran, Kinney again, stopping, weaving, passing to Fermor, who ran in behind Alec Winky, but no Shark was disadvantaged, so it's play on. Perils from dummy half, goes flat, Palacia! Tough catch, good carry, an even better try.
Oh, that's great run there by Palacia. They'll award it too. That's the way to hit the ball. A couple of players in motion there. That's the way to run the football. It's a quick play the ball here, straight away from Fermor. Just have a look at the retreat there of the Sharks. Players in motion, the face pass. Spins out of the tackle. The man back on the inside, that's how you got to run. Look what you're going to get the ball. The face pass. The Titans after forcing another line drop out. Poor old Kennedy at the back can't hang on. Much bigger man. The Titans are in again.
Terrific pass by Sam Verrills for this man, Keenan Palacia. Big off-season signing for the Gold Coast Titans. Coming off the bench. Good work tonight to make it 18 points to 4 here with a kick from almost right in front from Tanner Boyd once again. Pushed this out to a 16-point lead. 26 minutes remaining. Still plenty of time for the Sharks, but that will need to steady things for the Gold Coast Titans off the back of that dropout they forced. 7th for the game. And they have 6 points. It is the Gold Coast Titans 20 who lead the Sharks 4 right now to James Hooper at Suncorp Stadium. What a game that is. The Broncos coming up against the Panthers. That's next right here on Friday Night Footy on Fox League. Warren Smith along with Steve Blocker-Roach, Jake Duke, and the sideline as well here on the Coffs Coast. Coffs International Stadium. The Titans lead the Sharks 20 points to 4. The Sharks in danger of losing for a 5th time in their last 6 games to see their record fall to 10 wins and 6 losses. The Titans have played some impressive rugby league here this evening. Foran on the last, down this short right-hand side, will loft one down to Kennedy. And we'll bring it back, and while there is plenty of time for the Sharks, they can't afford to make too many more errors. And they've coughed up enough possession here in this game so far, but they put themselves under huge pressure.
Well, they've done so well, the Titans, in this game. After we saw the Sharks get the first try of the second half, they've struck back. I think what's really helped them, 25 from 28 completions. They haven't really given the Sharks much of a sniff in this game. And they should really carry on with it here.
10 errors by the Sharks, just 3 by the Titans through the opening 55 minutes of the contest. Good tackle by Boyd, underneath there by Ramian. See the Talakai came from the field a moment ago, so a switch by Craig Fitzgibbon. Kinney coming forward, tap backwards by Hines. Still play on, still play on. Now there's a whistle. Well, Khan Pereira was there and nobody in the Southern Hemisphere was going to catch him.
Well, if the ball bounced up before the knock on there. Geez, it would have sprinted away. It was only Trindle in pursuit. And there's the knock on there by the Titans.
It was tapped backwards by Nico Hines. And Kinney, I didn't think, got a hand on the ball in the initial contest. Being knocked on subsequently to that. Either way, it gives the Sharks a chance inside the 20. Down by 16. Here's Kennedy. In and away on Kieran Foran. Got some help there from Fermor, closing the door on the outside. 6 tackles given away by the Titans. Set restart there on play number 1. Comes back to McInnes. Now Hines. Here's a chance. Tuku Hautapua. What a body he is. Another set restart here, was it? Inside the 10 they were. Well, it's McInnes who'll play it with inside. Titans line. Hautapua trying to spin. Brought down just short. Big stop made by Kenny there. Comes from Brayley. They just keep pounding the line. Good defence again. Fafita was there. So was Randall. Comes back out to Hazelton. He tries to hit and spin. Big Tom can't get the ball down. He'll be held up there in goal.
Yeah, just have a look at the numbers there from the Titans defensively. Hazelton can't get there. 3 in the tackle here just to force him up. Just held him up there, Kinney.
Tom Hazelton maintains possession
The
into
third man
contact.
in just bounces out
Just
the
looking
back.
for more angles.
He already scored 5 tries this season. He's held up.
The ball always remains up and the player is held. We have a decision.
Just crash ball after crash ball. Hautapua, then Nickera, then Hazelton. We've got one more play here. Brayley waits at dummy half. Come across to Trindle, out the back there to Kenny. Kennedy spins away from the tackle of Kelly coming forward. Eventually, he recovers and takes him to ground.
No, that was a big set there. They had to come away with something a little bit better than that, the Sharks. Try and put the pressure on and get the repeat set. As you mentioned, just crash ball after crash ball. Great defence from the Titans. Leading 20-4. Showed plenty of resolve on their goal line that time.
Fermor with a hard carry. Taken away from their own 20, almost midway through this second half.
You've got to remember, this is 15th playing against 3rd. We know the form coming into the game. Titans had the rest, but they won quite comfortably against the Warriors. They've carried that form on.
The Titans 4 wins, 10 losses coming into this game. Sharks 10 wins, 5 losses. Facing their 5th in their last 6 games. It's beyond the mid-season slump at this stage. And they've got time to dig themselves out here, but boy, they'll need to be good. Foran kicks down to Kennedy. Trying to do what Matt Burton did for the Bulldogs last week and just kick it as long as they can. And the Sharks work it away here from inside their own 20. This time Kennedy almost at the 30, but pained look on his face. Atkinson on the wing tonight. Looking for a penalty or jamming in. Kelly was there quickly. He almost cut McInnes in half. Here's Brayley for Hautapua on that right-hand side of the field. Pops the ball out the back from Hines. Quickly it goes out to Ramian, but they keep surging up in defence here. Fodawanka was there, Kelly there also, and there was no gain as far as metres for the Sharks on that play.
Gee, that's an aggressive set defensively there from the Titans. Alec Winky, underrated in that set. He's played well in this game.
Some real aggression there. Good kick by Trindle. Not much spin on it, but Keanu Kinney adjusting well. What a job he's done with Jaden Campbell missing so many games through injury this year. Likewise, AJ Brimson, who's now the first choice 5'8". Kinney has been outstanding. Fafita there playing it. Now Fermor. The impact again through our effects microphones. Hines involved in the tackle. Brayley there also. And not for the first time in the game, Nico Hines ends up in a bit of a push and shove.
Your number 1 sin, don't give a penalty away when you've got the ball.
And it is going to be a penalty against Beau Fermor for his actions, having regained his feet, wanting to go on with it with Nicho Hynes.
Yeah, they've tried to get under his skin here this evening, Nicho Hynes. This time it's backfired. Their last set was the most aggressive defensive set of the game so far from the Titans. This might fire them up a little bit more.
Moffy Pereira's on report.
So he'll be placed on report. Also, Pereira here on report. Here he is when he stuck out a toe there at William Kennedy. Wanted to just graze the hip. He's placed on report. And so Hautapua, he will play it just outside the 20. Sharks flat on both sides of the field. Kafusi looking for an offload there with his back turned. Wrestled to the ground by Fodawaker. Tackles to play with for the home side tonight, the Sharks. From Hynes comes out to Hautapua. A penalty here
Inside 10,
for a
not
player being taken off the ball.
Was it Hynes just taken out a little bit late there? Again, he's straight back to his feet. They play on the Sharks.
Possession swinging around. It was 60-40 to the Titans in the first half. The Sharks have had the better of it in the second half. And here's Trindle again. Goes over the top this time. Dan Atkinson, the former half, now on the wing. Filling in for Sione Katoa. He scores for the Sharks. Midway through this second half, they've given themselves a chance.
That's nice play there by Braden Trindle. Just watch the way he holds the ball up. Here's the late tackle on Hynes. Well, I don't know if it was real late, but anyway, they got the penalty. They played on quickly. Trindle, watch him hold the ball up, hold it up, the pass over the top. That's great service to Atkinson. Improves his position. Game on. They're not gone yet, the Sharks. Great play from Trindle. Held his nerve. Pass over the top. Sharks are in.
As we said in the first half, not sure how much wing play Dan Atkinson played coming through as a junior at the Albany Creek Crushers in Brisbane. And here he is in the NRL tonight. And on the end of a lovely lofted ball by Braden Trindle. Scores an important try for the Sharks, who let the Titans pay for a couple of sets into the field there off the back of the penalty. Bring this back within 10 points. No mistake this time from Nicho Hynes. 6 points for the Sharks off the back of the try by Dan Atkinson. It's 20 points to 10 here in Coffs Harbour.
In his 10 NRL games, Dan Atkinson has played 5, 8, 7 times and off the bench 3 times. Never started on the wing, but he's had some big moments in his games for Cronulla this season. You think back to when he kicked a field goal to beat his former side, the Storm, in round 10. He scored his first NRL try against the Eels in round 13. Puts the number 2 on tonight in place of Sione Katoa, who had delayed concussion symptoms, and he comes out and scores a try for the Sharks. A huge one in the context of this game. 10 points in it.
And a thrilling final 17, 18 minutes coming up here. Boy, he's made an impact since coming back onto the field here, Oregon Kafusi, and with Tuku Hautapua as well. And really trying to work over the Titans in the middle of the field. It has helped. Got a bit of space on the edges where the Sharks have scored twice on that right-hand side. Here is Tuku Hautapua running at Kieran Foran. He beat 3, he beat 4. He eventually runs there towards Sam Verrills. It's a mismatch in size. Good stop by the Titans hooker.
She's a handful, isn't he? Tapua needs to get his hands on the ball a lot more. He's a monster. Hard to handle. Again, Foran puts himself in front. I love his courage.
He's only 6 games away from 300. His body feels like every game at the moment. Here's a kick coming down towards Jojo Fafita. Mulitalo really an afterthought to try and thrust out a hand there and come up with possession. So Fafita, another good catch for the Titans. Kinney out of dummy half, looking for some space in behind the play the ball, and that's a great carry.
You know he's done 20 runs in this game, and everyone has been at 100 miles an hour, Kinney. Not the biggest of men, but geez, courageous. 20 carries from a fullback. Unbelievable stuff.
Isaac Liu waiting a long time to get a chance here in this game again for the Titans. Last quarter, his experience, fresh legs, Might be great importance here for the Gold Coast. It's Boyd who put it in the air. Just waits the kick once again, comes down for Kennedy, who just throws himself over the top of Brian Kelly, who motions to the referee, who thought there was a knock-on. Ziggy Pershiclasser-Adamski disagreed, or Atkinson, awkward catch there, and this hurts the Sharks. They lose distance. Watch the catch again from Kennedy. Wasn't the cleanest one ever, but he ends up with it. The referee thought it didn't touch the Titans. 3 plays gone here for Cronulla. Shift to get themselves out of trouble. Mulatalo back on the inside here for Ira, who will be stopped there by Foran. Oh, a little juggle backwards by Hines. Sideline official right there on the spot. He thought it was all okay. Teague Wilton. They'll play it inside the 40. McInnes. Got some space on that right-hand side again now. Kennedy comes out to Ramian. Off the right foot, out the back of the Kelly tackle. Pressure though on Atkinson, and again, they lose momentum and some metres here.
He's got some ordinary balls here this afternoon. Atkinson.
Last tackle, Nickera goes down the short side, took a real chance there, but he knew what he was doing. He won't be able to get to Kinney, although he gets a little ankle tap on him and takes the fullback down. Then Royce Hunt, fresh back on the field. First thing he does is take Kinney high.
Yeah, he won't be real happy about that. Kinney just slips over, gets back to his feet. The lazy arm thrown over the top. Oh, gee, I don't reckon there was much in that. But anyway, Titans get the penalty. Kinney stays down.
Take a look at the VB hard-earned index once again, Blocky, and your man Keanu Kinney leads now from Chris Randall, who was dynamic to begin the game. What a game he's had. 20-year-old fullback. His 15th game in the NRL, playing with a lot more maturity than that here tonight.
Cameron up, Marcus, lock in.
So it's 20 points to 10. It's getting urgent for the Sharks. Here's Aaron Clark, who is back out there now, plays it quickly. And charging hard, Dave Fafita off the back of that. Well handled by Nickera. Back though within range of the red zone as Clark finds Fodawaker. Foran. Ball back on the inside there for Kinney. Resting out an arm there was Wilton. Play on is the call. No high contact, said the referee. Fodawaker takes it towards the uprights. And the Titans have one more play here. It'll go out to Tanner Boyd. Takes it to the line. Trapping and scrapping. Oh, Hines had a chance there, but knocks it on for the Sharks.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to decide what he was doing after he scooped the football up. His mind was racing. Sharks again with another error. Just takes off. Whoop. Loses the lollies. Just one more big effort here from the Titans. They've got the ball back.
Broncos and Panthers, they are next up there at Suncorp Stadium. Boy, the Broncos, speaking of getting desperate, it's getting very desperate for them. Might need to win 6 games of their last 9, the Broncos, to make the finals. Still that Adam Reynolds quite obviously, and taking on the 3-time defending champs. Foran, tip on by Kinney. Jojo Fafita. Wrapped up there by Trindle, only 5 metres out. Fermor tried to catch them out just beside the play the ball. Got some strength quite obviously. The back rower come right centre tonight. Comes to Kinney here, who'll work it to Isaac Liu. To set things from a midfield situation, they're already on that left-hand side of the field. That's where Foran is. He goes towards Fafita. Not a great ball from Kieran Foran this time, just behind the charging back rower.
He just needed to get himself a little bit deeper there. Fafita, and that was an ordinary ball. It was very flat. He has a rush pass there from Foran. Got on Nico Hines again too, just trying to get that one-on-one contest. And they've got to throw caution to the wind here at the Sharks. They've got to start in this set.
They've got it just outside the 40. Brayley looking from dummy half, saying who wants a carry. Too many voices there, so McInnes just shifts it on to Hunt, who was thinking about an offload. He had Ramian on his outside, and you saw his reaction. And gives away a penalty coming off the bench, and then just turns over possession midway through the set, and the Titans begin here almost back at the halfway line.
Yeah, a couple of costly errors there, and the man has just come back on the field. It's been one of those nights here for the Sharks. Never really got into gear. You can't take anything away from the Titans' performance. Got a lot of goers in this side.
Looking for a back-to-back win for the first time in 2024, the Gold Coast, and they're on the edge of it. Lost ball there by Tanner Boyd, though. They've been so good not turning it over in these good ball situations to this point of the game, but back-to-back now they've turned it over, and you saw Boyd there. A tackle of Britton Nickera gave a bit of what for as well off the back of making that mistake. So the Sharks, as the clock ticks down to the 70th minute mark, 10 minutes remaining, trailing by 10.
Well, he did all the hard work there, Tanner Boyd. Got on the outside of his man. Nickera come again to make the tackle.
See what they've got as they begin here. It'll be a penalty against the Gold Coast Titans. They are up in front of the 10 as the call there. Too early, said referee pressure Klaaser Adamski, as Hines goes to the line quickly. He knows they can't muck around here. Picks up good meters as well. They're 25 away from Ramian to Hines. Here is Royce Hunt. A couple of situations he'd like over again since coming back onto the field, but he's a real threat at this end of the field. Thrashing around. Titans give away a penalty after the good carry by Royce Hunt. And now an offload there after the call of held. Boy, that was very late from Kafusi. It comes back from Brayley, McInnes, Trindle. Hines is there, jamming in. Good tackle by Kelly. He read it beautifully in a mix there between Trindle and Hines. They swap things up the way they've attacked on that right side in their second half. McInnes under the black dot. Brayley comes to Trindle. Wilton. Good whole run there. For and underneath. Alec Winky over the top. 2 plays left. Comes back to Hines. He was very deep. So a long ball now for Nickera. Boyd chasing hard. Ramian shrugs away from Kelly. Throws it wildly out the back. Atkinson tips it back to Hines. He comes to Hunt. Back to Hines. They've got numbers. Trindle. Good tackle. Try-saving tackle made by Berg Fermor. It's Hines. Wants to go long. Out to Mulatalo. What a tackle there by Jojo Fafita.
Oh, Fermor's the tackle of the season so far. What about that? Trindle looked like he was in for all money. And then Jojo Fafita with a pearl or two.
He hits him across the chest. He was 1,000 to 1 on to score when the ball came to him. Mulatalo, what a tackle by Fafita.
Yeah, that was fantastic too. But Fermor, that was a great tackle under the post too. Desperation there from the Titans.
Here is the man who saved what looked to be a certain try, but drilled backwards here. So the Titans under real pressure now, inside their own 10. David Fafita, no relation, coming across the field to take a carry. They've used up 3, still very deep inside their own territory. Nothing doing for Liu. Bit of misorganisation here amongst the Titans and perhaps a little bit of fatigue. Good run by Mo Fodawaker. They needed that badly. They've got one more here. Comes back for Boyd to kick from inside his 30, but it's a shallow one coming forward. Mulatalo was ready for the catch. He runs to foreign, and just like that, the Sharks begin in Titans territory.
Yeah, that's a good win there for the Sharks. They're giving themselves an opportunity. Catch up football now. They've got to start to chance their hand. Start to move that ball around. A little bit of fatigue starting to set in here for the Titans.
With that in mind, Verrills comes from the field. Change made by Des Hasler. Imagine Randall goes into the dummy half roll as Hines finds Trindle out the back. Here's Ramian on the angle. Well handled though by Kelly. Ramian did well to find the breaks and stay in the field of play. Atkinson searching for the ball. Second last play in this set. Comes back here through Oregon Kafusi. Fires it out the back from Brayley to Hines. Hunt ends up with it. He dumps it out the back for Hines. Here it comes towards Mulatalo again. Not knocked on there by Errol. Comes back to Hines from sideline to sideline here. Kennedy He finds true north. Cut down though by Fafita. Last play. Trindle off the right foot. Takes them on. Tried to find Hines. The Titans have possession.
Yeah, they did well to get themselves in between that pass there. Trindle takes off, tries to get the ball back on the inside. And I think you'll find it was Liu that got the ball back there for the Titans. Gee, their defence has been good in the last 10 minutes on their goal line. Some great tackling here from the Titans. Gutsy stuff.
Those last two sets inside their own 20. Outstanding defensive work by the Gold Coast. You wouldn't know they're in 15th on the ladder with just 4 wins to this point of the season. Last tackle here comes back to Boyd to kick from inside the 40. He'll hook it away from the sideline. Mulatalo again playing deep on this left-hand side of the field for the Sharks. And we're down inside 6 remaining. Mulatalo links with Kennedy. They get across there to stop him. He comes back to the middle. Ramian charging hard. He's still going. He had Mulatalo there. Couldn't link up with him. Mulatalo was dragged down on suspicion. Play on the call. Trindle shovels it. Talakai 3-on-2. Hines dives in, and the Sharks are alive.
Yeah, what a play there. Desperation from both sides. The Titans trying to scramble. They go to the left-hand side. Talakai just takes a few steps forwards. Get the ball back on the outside there to Nico Hines. This is a break made up on the right-hand side. Mulatalo getting himself involved in the game. Look at the speed of the players here. And Kennedy, the ball back on the inside. Now Ramian had 2 men back on the inside through the dummy. And straight away from the play the ball. Look at Talakai come onto the ball, take up the yards there. They can't make the tackle one-on-one. Pushes away from Fermor. And Nico Hines will rush this kick. He gets a try. The Sharks still in it. Important kick, this one.
Great combination by Mulatalo and Will Kennedy. 76th minute. Hines to push it within a converted try, bending it back. He splits the uprights. We have got a grandstand finish to kick off Friday night footy right here on Fox League. They were searching for the space. They knew it had to be somewhere. When the ball came over the top from Trindle to Talakai, Fafita had 3 players to mark. He went for the intercept. Hines dives in, and the Sharks have given themselves a chance to snatch it at the death.
Gee, that was good play there by Talakai. Look at the right-hand fend, just pushes away from Fermor. And Hines there right on the spot. Now, that was great play from Mulatalo, playing on the left wing. Floated over to the right side to set them alight on that right-hand side. Ramian took the tackle. Thought he had 2 men back on the inside, but anyway, it didn't matter. They couldn't scramble back quick enough. The Titans on their goal line. The Sharks, game on, with 4 minutes to go.
3 tries apiece here in Coffs Harbour. And the Titans with a 4-point lead with 4 minutes remaining. Kick goes down to Kennedy. They'll give it to Kafusi, who brings it back. Can the Titans hang on? Send the Sharks reeling to a 5th loss in their last 6 games. Do the team in 3rd position on the ladder find a way back here to win in the last minutes? On this left-hand side, Talakai, just a battering ram. He plays it quickly as well. Brayley jumps out of dummy half. Hines for Wilton. Look at the meters here for the Sharks. They're finishing over the top of the Titans. Now a mix-up. Brayley for Hines. Eero there standing in the tackle. Will be taken to ground eventually, but they're only 35 metres out. Chance for an attacking kick here. It comes to Hines, who puts it up. Mulatalo pushing through in a contest with Jojo Fafita. Knocked backwards was the call. Play on here for the Gold Coast.
He's been so good, isn't he, under the high ball so far. That's the first one he's dropped. Jojo Fafita. They're right on the spot, the Titans to clean up. All behind Nico Hines in that kick. It's a great charge from everyone.
Joe Stimson is out there now at the death. Right until the last few minutes of the game to get a chance tonight. Playing here outside the 40 through Kinney. Randall in there at dummy half. Comes across to Josiah Pahulu. He's almost back at the halfway line, midway through this set. Inside 2.5 minutes remaining. It's important here that the Titans don't give the Sharks 7 tackles from their own end. With that in mind, the kick is not a deep one from Boyd, but it's out near the sideline. An awkward catch for the fill-in winger in Dan Atkinson, but he did well. He might have been taken there high by David Fafita. And we stay on the ground and see what the bunker says. He'll give them a chance to take a look at the replay. And David is not all that impressed.
Yeah, David Fafita saying, get up, play the ball, 2 in the tackle. The man over the top in Fafita, well, I think that's okay.
See the first angle once again, changed it very quickly there. He put his hand up to defend himself there, and the bunker has had a look at it. They believe the contact was right across the shoulder. No issues for David Fafita. It's given the Titans a chance to catch their breath, which might be as important as anything at the moment. Second half has belonged to the Sharks as far as field position and points scored. Brady jumping into dummy half. He thought they weren't square at marker. Can't get the penalty they're looking for at the moment, the Sharks, to give them one last chance deep on the attack. Here's McInnes. Trindle out the back for Hines. Back underneath, Ramian, that awkward stepping style of his. Nickera staying alive. Comes back to Hines. This is how they've scored points in the second half. Mulatalo running a long way on the inside for Ero. Pahulu is there, and the Sharks have it inside the red zone. Last tackle though, 70 seconds remaining. It's Hines who goes wide. Trindle keeps it going. Nickera, plenty of defence there for the Gold Coast. It comes back to Hines. Kennedy, always a threat, showing it. Nobody taking a dummy though. Wilton comes back to Hines. He'll put it in the air. Maybe their last throw of the dice. Atkinson tried to tap it infield. It hits the chalk. The Titans refuse to bite, and they've kept them out.
Yeah, that's great play there from the Titans. Just stayed alive. Showed plenty of nerve there. Take the play the ball now, just wind down the clock. Atkinson couldn't clean that ball up. Just a little bit too much on that crossfield kick there. And they'll just take their time now, the Titans.
Let's go, boys.
What a great comeback here from the Sharks in the second half. But where was it at the start of the game? Behind 12 points to nil. It's happened the last 3 weeks.
They keep doing the same thing. Down early against the Bulldogs. Almost snatched that one, but beaten in Golden Point. And here are the Titans now. 30 seconds remaining. They can just run down the clock here from their own end. Take no chances, and they'll win for the 5th time in 2024. It's Kelly who comes in for a carry, runs towards Nico Hines. We put in the kick out there for Atkinson. Really gave him no chance, while Atkinson didn't come up with a play that he was hoping for. He was going nowhere, anywhere, given the Titans had done such a good job defensively. They've been under pressure in this second half, but they have got the job done. Here is David Fafita. The siren sounds, and the Titans have taken down a heavyweight. They've landed a Shark here on the Coffs Coast. They've beaten them 20 points to 16.
Well, you can put it down to 2 real good one-on-one tackles, probably the tackles of the season so far.